What's up, guys? This is RG giving you another high definition broadcast. As you can see, we're here in New Tristram, and this is Act 1. This is Inferno, and I will be doing a butcher run on this video. I'm going to show you guys how to do a butcher run with the barbarian class. As you all know, there's been a lot of talk about the barbarian class being underpowered and not being able to do Inferno runs. This is untrue. He is underpowered, but he actually is able to do a butcher run solo if you so please, or if you so want to. But I wanted to show you guys what kind of build I use, how I'm gonna do it, and explain the run pretty much, and give you guys some in-depth details on the barbarian class and how to do this run by yourself if you wanted to. So the first thing I want to show you guys is my skill set. I'm going to go with Frenzy with Sidearm because it is the highest DPS. Some people want to go with Manic, but Sidearm actually does more DPS and it is an AoE. So, and it also procs on, you can actually proc it on the first hit of Frenzy, whereas Manic you have to get up to 5 stacks and keep 5 stacks to stay at that 20% increased damage. So that's why I go with Sidearm, more DPS, and it goes AoE. Next thing I want to show you guys is Furious Charge. Furious Charge is one of those moves that you need for escapes and for getting your HP back with Dreadnought. So it's going to give you that in the bad situation, across the corner, or in the corner, and you're going to be able to use this skill to get out of that situation. So that is a distance closer and is an escape maneuver as well. Next thing I want to show you guys is Battle Rage. Battle Rage is one of those skills that you can switch with Threatening Shout if you so please. You can switch it with Threatening Shout and go with Falter, which is going to reduce the enemy attack speed by 15%. Or you can keep Battle Rage and keep your DPS high with the 30% of Marauder's Rage. The next thing I wanted to show you guys is Wrath of Berserker. It's a needed skill. It's a skill that you're going to need to use for this insane Inferno run, and you're going to need this Insanity, which is going to give you a damage increase of 100% and is going to be needed for those elite packs. The next thing I wanted to show you guys is Warcry. Warcry is a skill that definitely 100% needed, guaranteed, and you're going to need Impunity with it for the Inferno level set, or the difficulty set. So you need to go Warcry and Impunity. People will kick you out of the group if you don't use Warcry. The next thing I wanted to show you guys is Revenge. Revenge right here is going to be one of those skills that's like the best skill you can ever use in the game for Barbarian, and it's going to be used with Vengeance is Mine, which is going to give you another 8% of your maximum life back every enemy hit. You can also switch it up with Provocation if you enjoy the 30% chance rather than the 15% chance, and it does proc a lot more often, although I do kind of go with the Vengeance is Mine because of the 8% chance, or 8% maximum life each enemy hit, which is going to bring you back up to pretty much full HP every time. So if you want to go a little bit more DPS, you want to go with this Revenge. If you want to go with a little bit more healing, you want to go with this Vengeance is Mine. The Provocation is more DPS, and the Vengeance is Mine is more heals. So let's go with that. Next thing I want to go with is Inspiring Presence. Inspiring Presence is going to give you 1% of your maximum life per second for 60 seconds. So that's 60% maximum life over 60 seconds, and it's going to give you a good amount of healing. It also doubles your shouts, which is very, very good. And but you're actually pretty much using it for the life per second. The next thing I want to show you guys is Tough as Nails. Tough as Nails is one of those things that you need to be a tank with. You need to have the Tough as Nails so you can take enough hits. The next one I want to show you, Bloodthirst. Now, some people would say go Nerves of Steel, and some people say go Superstition, and others say Weapon Master and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like Bloodlust or Bloodthirst is better because it's just a more survivability skill and gives you more life back as you do damage. You can also I also recommend Superstition. So if you want to go Bloodthirst or Superstition, I recommend those. The next thing I wanted to stress is your gear set. Your gear level or item level needs to be very high to be in Inferno, and you need to have a good amount of resistances. Resistances are very key in killing Inferno mobs, and my resistances are pretty high. They're around 350 on all the resistances, at least 350. This one's the lowest, 359. So what you guys want to do is aim for 500 to 600 to resist all. So pretty much 500, 600 resist all, it's going to give you a good amount of resistances. And that's unbuffed, guys. Remember, the Warcry actually gives you a 50% increased resistances to all. So you want to go with that impunity, and you need that for Inferno. And unbuffed, you're going to need to have that at least at around 300. At least, very least 300 to be able to survive well in Inferno as a barbarian. You need to aim for about 500 or 600 resistances to all unbuffed. Now buffed, I'm gonna get about, let's say 538 is my lowest resistance. So you're gonna want that amount as your buffed. 500 at least, at very least. You're gonna need 500 resistances unbuffed. I mean with buff, sorry. Unbuffed 300. So the next thing I wanted to show you guys is the gear set, the actual gear set. Stressing vitality, stressing the plus resistances, and off stressing strength. So the most priority is vitality and resistances, and the third priority is strength. So you want to be able to get a high amount of vitality, high amount of resistances, and a little bit of strength mixed in there just for your DPS. The other thing I wanted to show you guys, very, very important, sword and board. You need this board because you need a shield to be able to mitigate a lot of damage. You see that high percent chance block? That is 17% chance, and you might think that's not very high, but it is pretty high. 20% chance block is the highest you can get without increased block percent bonus as a magic affix, which is going to be very, very important to do. As you can see, 1,000 to 2,000 or 3,000 almost, or 2,000 to 3,000 almost block. So very, very good. And I also have a percent life chance on that, as well as strength and vitality. So also very good is the percent life. So anything with percent life is very good. Also, you want to get a pretty decent sword. I do have a pretty decent sword, and you want to get each hit adds life or percent life steal. So life steal or each hit adds life. That's very good. So that being said, I want to go ahead and get into the run here, and you want to start out at the Imprisoned Angel, and you want to go all the way down here. So the Imprisoned Angel is that quest. It actually is in Act 1. You go to the 9th quest, and it's the second sub-quest. And I go to this quest because you can actually kill an extra mob that's very, very easy, and it'll give you a good amount of gold and also rares, very good rares. So as you can see, my life isn't dropping very low, and I can actually not hit anything with Frenzy and just use my revenge to kill everything if I wanted to. My life is just regenning. As you know that I get 1% of my life back over 60 seconds, and I actually do damage here.
But the minions of hell grow stronger.
So yeah, pretty much I'm actually pretty good with this build right here. And you know what you can do for people joining the game. You see that guy joining the game, and it kind of messed me up here. So you want to go into let's see, options, I believe. Open game to public, no. Customer service, I believe it's options. Social, allow quick join. So there it is. You want to go to social and take off allowed quick join. You apply that and accept it out, and now I will be free to just chill hacks with you guys and show you guys what's up with this barbarian build. So just a little tutorial on that before I continue. So as you guys can see, I actually was able to do a good amount of damage, and was able to get my life back up just like that. So always spamming revenge, as you can hear me like slapping the key away, and just spamming my 4 here. So all you really have to do is run up to the mobs, use your frenzy, and spam 4. And when you get in trouble, you're gonna use your furious charge. So I will show you guys the full run. I hope this isn't too long of a run, but I will break it up into different pieces. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys this right here. And when we go over to the mobs, you're definitely gonna want to be able to keep up your shouts, by the way. always want to keep up your shouts. When we get to elite mobs, you're going to use your Wrath of Berserker. And Wrath of the Berserker is really only for elite mobs. You don't have to really worry about using your Wrath of Berserker for anything else, or you don't want to waste it on anything else. If you waste your Wrath of Berserker and then a bunch of elite mobs come up on you and you don't have it, it's gonna take way longer than it needs to kill them, because with Wrath of the Berserker you can really just take them down in about 30 seconds. So the thing here is you don't really have to kill all the mobs in here with this build, with this amount of HP. As you can see, I have 63,000 HP. You don't really need to kill all these mobs, but if you get stuck, you can use your Furious Charge to get out of it. Let these guys follow you around until you find an actual elite group. And these guys are actually going to help you out in killing the elites, because your revenge is going to proc a lot when they're hitting you. So these guys don't do very much amount of damage to me, and they proc my revenge. So these guys are actually my buddies. They're my little pets that's going to help me out, kill the elites. And I hopefully you find some soon. These mobs right here, I wanted to show you guys their attack. That's the one I'm talking about. That actually takes like 1/3 of my HP down. That huge attack, so you want to be able to dodge that at all costs. Now let's go ahead and gather these guys up for the fun, and I'll show you guys just how powerful this build is. So there we have it. I'm showing you guys the revenge, just spamming it, and I'll be able to kill all of these guys at once. I don't really even need to block or anything like that. Just use my revenge, and when I'm in trouble, use the Furious Charge. As you can see, I killed off all of those guys without really having any trouble, and I'm casting at the same time. I'm talking to you guys at the same time. I don't really need to pay attention. Just grab the health globes right there for these big guys, and I'll be good. I'll pretty much have enough HP and enough damage to outlast all of these guys. So here we go, on our merry way here, just running around, and we're going to be able to hopefully find a group soon. So this is the tile set for the next level, and it's the Highland Passage. Now I don't want to go up there right now. I want to get an elite group, and some people might be wondering why, and some people already know why, but it's because the Nephilim buff. The Nephilim buff is actually going to give you a high percent chance magic find. I believe it's something like 25%. If you guys could correct me in the comments, just tell me. But yeah, there's the first elite group. Now you don't want to fight on these fire pits at all. And they're chains, Waller, Vampiric, fire, and you can see my life going down, but it'll go right back up as I will use my Wrath of the Berserker, and I'll just pretty much own their faces in right now. So you want to be able to keep an eye on your HP, and keep an eye on your revenge as well. So anytime you're taking too much damage from, say, chains or whatever they're using on you, you want to use your Furious Charge and charge right into them, getting your HP back. Now, that was very simple, fairly simple, and I did get the Nephilim buff, and it does last 30 minutes, so it's very, very easy to kill these mobs, guys, and I hope that I actually find a really hard mob so that I can show you guys how really powerful this build is. If I can show you an arcane mob, I know you guys know that the arcanes are really tough, and they actually do a huge amount of damage with those arcane orbs. I can actually withstand 3 arcane beams at once, but it's really not the best thing to do, is just sit there and just, you know, eat the arcane beam, but I can take it if I really needed to. So I will show you guys that, and I will show you how much damage reduction I have. And what is very troubling to me is that Pack 2 is not the same at all. Like, those mobs are way harder than these mobs, and it's ridiculous how the Barbarian is so underpowered in Act 2. It's a little bit disappointing, but you actually can farm this one very, very easily, so maybe that's just the trade-off or whatever, but I do believe that the Barbarian has some buffs incoming, or deserves some buffs incoming. I'm actually starting a Demon Hunter because of that fact, that I can't do anything past Act 2. So here we are, and we're actually in this really hard instance, and being able to actually kill off these very, very easily. So yeah, there we are. I got pretty much all of it covered down, and I want to just double check down left, because I want to get more than one Nephilim buff, although there will be more groups, so no big deal. So here we go, and we're going to kill off all these zombies. But you actually really don't have to. You can just go across and, you know, look for elites if you'd like how I was doing before. But I don't know, I just want to kill the zombies for some reason. So kill off the zombies for funs, and then we're gonna go off this way. So we're looking for the elites mobs. Looking, and we can't find any. Let's go left here and just double check just in case we have an elite mob pack. Nope. So we checked out everything that has to be checked out. There's something over here, but there's usually not any elite mobs in there. So we'll just go straight up to the Highlands Passage. So here we go. Got my little buddies going around, chilling around here, and I'll probably kill them once we get to the very end of the dungeon here. But for now, they'll be my little pets and my little homies that are gonna chill with me. So here we go. Going around, and the fire should go down, or it doesn't really matter if it does or not, because I got the really high resistance. Go down right, and then we'll go to the passage here. So making our way over to the Highlands Passage, and the end here we'll kill off all my little pets, as I won't be seeing them anytime again. I might as well just kill them and end their suffering, as I believe there were someone's house dogs before. Probably want to end their little pathetic existence here. So there you go, got a little blue off of that even. The next part here is the Highlands Passage. Now we're going to go over here and talk to this guy, and or there should be a guy there. I guess not. Whatever. Sometimes there's a guy there where there's a quest and you gotta like save the merchant, and other times there's not. So don't know what's up with that, but whatever. It's like a little random questing generation thing that happens, and sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And you want to keep your eye on your health anytime these big guys right there are doing that right there. And there's some rare. There's a rare on the floor because of my Nephilim buff. This is nice and magic findy for me. So we'll get those wristbands, and don't worry about it, guys. I will identify all of the rares at the very end. So here we go. These guys do a good amount of damage, so you want to keep using your Furious Charge, and you want to kill them off now rather than later, because there's always a group of elite mobs to the right there. So here goes that quest guy I was talking about. So this guy is my friend. He's talking to me, and I'm just doing a video. All right, so here we go. He's talking shit. Alright, so here we go. There is some rares here most of the time, usually in the weapons or armor, but sometimes there's like rares in the rings and stuff. So you want to be able to look at that stuff. Just look up really quickly, and check if there's any rares that you need, as they do cost like only like 11k to actually purchase. So here we go, guys. Get ready with your buffs up. I actually been really bad with my buffs this time because I was casting, but you always want to keep your battle rage and warcry up, especially when you're gonna fight elites. So there's no elites here actually. Very strange. Most of the time there's elites here, but I guess since the quest wasn't there, there's no elites. Now in this room, you can actually skip a lot of stuff. Most of the time, there's like most of the quest here, the prisoner remains. This is why I started on Prisoned Angel, because there's a jailer that spawns, and he's very, very easy to kill, and he gives you like 2 or 3 rares if you have 5 stacks of Nephilim. Now, this run is very good, although this actual run that we're on right now is not proccing a lot of elites, but we just want to go in and get the prisoners' remains, and then just, you know, kill off these guys as they run. These guys actually do a good amount of damage. In like, if there's 4 people in the game, they do a good amount of damage. But right now they're really actually not doing much damage at all, so we can kind of just ignore them. But you want to look at the left side here. This is the left side we're on right now. First, because it's the side that you start on. and then you want to go switch to the right. But you don't need to open any new doors that people are in. You just kind of want to look for the elites that are roaming around these crevices on the left and the right areas here. So kind of just survey the area, look for elites, and don't really pay attention too much to these guys if you kind of want to do just quick runs. If you want a full clear, then feel free to. You can easily do it with this build. But keep remembering to keep up your battle cry and war cry, as it does. As battle rage actually does not have any cooldown, and war cry is like a really short cooldown. So keep that up at all times. And you want to keep looking for unique mobs. They could be anywhere around here. There are some right here. So anytime you see unique mobs, make sure you're using your Wrath of the Titan and just using your Fury and spamming your Revenge. This is going to be very, very easy for you to do. And these mobs are very non-challenging. Even though they reflex damage, I do way too much damage and life leech with my Revenge for it to even affect me. So don't even worry about it if it's reflect damage, just straight up kill him. And the only thing you really need to kite, kind of, is frozen orbs, those frozen, and arcane. Because frozen, you really don't want to get frozen into an arcane ball or something weird like that, or frozen into a molten or something, you know, along those lines. Frozen combos are really annoying. So another one of the really annoying ones to me is shielding. Shielding is very annoying, as it does take a long time to kill. So yeah, those are the annoying ones that I don't like. But yeah, you kind of wanna just go in the middle. You can go through to the middle here and just look for these skeletal runes, as I only need 2 more. You just want to look for that. But you always want to keep your eye out for the champion mobs. Champion mobs are the ones that you're always kind of searching for, and you're really hoping to get them. As it was not like that in, you know, when you're not magic finding. You kind of wanted to just get away from those guys that are like going away. But in this, you definitely want to look for those guys for the Nephilim buff and get a good amount of magic find on your character with that buff. So here we go. We got our last we got our last prisoner here, where his remains needs to be sanctified or whatever you're doing with him. And I'm just continuing to look for more of these elite mobs. And you always want to keep an eye on your HP, and I am going down because I haven't used my buffs again, which I'm doing really badly on this run. But practice as I preach, not as I do. Use the right here. You gotta use the Revenge all the time. Just spam it. It's one of those things that you just spam. It's really easy to do. But yeah, keep your buffs up, guys. One thing that you need to do is keep your buffs up, and it'll help you out a lot, as it does give you HP regeneration, as you're seeing it tick off on me right now. So I pretty much showed all of the map, and I only was able to find one elite group, which is disappointing, but whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this event. All you have to do is stand here and he'll come towards you. Now I'll show you how quickly this guy is gonna drop as a mini boss. He's very easy. He's easier than one of the elites. I popped my Wrath of the Berserker, and I'm just gonna spam my 4, and look how quickly the Warden is actually dropping. Super fast. And he didn't actually drop any rares for me this time, although he does drop a lot of rares, like 2 or 3, every time you have a stack of Nephilim. So I'm very much hoping that there's an elite pack down here in the last level, as this is the last level before the Butcher. So you want to be able to get those 5 Nephilim stacks up before the Butcher, and hopefully you're crossing your fingers each time that you will. You want to look at your HP versus these guys, as they do a decent amount of damage. You kind of want to look out and watch out for that Furious Charge. As you guys can see, I'm not using very much of my Fury at all. And a lot of people on the forums were saying, you know, why have I have full Fury and nothing's happening? I should get some kind of like HP buff or, you know, resistance buff or something from it. Well, I believe that is a true statement. You should get something from having full Fury, and I can't really dump it. I mean, I could dump it on Battle Rage, but that's not really going to do anything. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm a little bit biased, but at the same time, the Barbarian does need some buffs. He needs to be able to stand in toe-to-toe to these people in Act 2, as I am in Act 1, you know? I should be able to do that in Act 2, but I'm actually not. It's really hard to kill stuff in Act 2, and maybe I'll make a video of me trying to do some stuff in Act 2 and kind of struggling along and doing it like that, as it was pretty much of a struggle doing that, and I just said, you know what, I'm just going to do Butcher runs from now on, and when I roll Demon Hunter, I'll go in Act 2 and stone it up, or Witch Doctor, or any of those range classes, range DPS classes that can easily do solo runs in Act 2 Inferno. So right now, not too much of a big deal. By the way, these guys here, they teleport, they transform into really hard-hitting mobs, so you want to kill those guys off before they do that. Or, yeah, if you skip them, they actually do that. And there's a fortune shrine there, so what I'm gonna do is, probably, I don't know if I can actually do it in this mode, but if it was in any other mode where there's more people, like say Inferno mode with like 2 people, one person would hit the boss event, and one person would go to the fortune shrine and wait for the other guy to come in. Then they'd both accept the boss event when they hit the fortune shrine. These are the guys that it teleported into, or transform into, and they do hit extremely hard, so you want to watch out for that. They do hit extremely hard, so you want to watch out, and you can potentially die from these guys, even with my high health and high damage reduction. So let's go ahead and continue on, and we're going to look for some more champion elites.